Hey everyone, thanks for checking out our video. Today's video we're going to talk about the SuperBox. Now the SuperBox is different than any Android box in the market today. We're going to show you what I mean by that right now. Alright, so let's get right into it. What's the difference between, say, a traditional Android box and something like the SuperBox that I'm demonstrating today? It's actually a big difference between the two, and you can't really compare apples to apples on something like this, because a traditional Android box will come what they call bare bones. That means that you get the box and there's really nothing on it. They may have a few apps here and there, something to play with, but nothing really good will come in a traditional Android box. So that means that you get the box in the mail, you don't really necessarily know what you're doing, you plug it in and you expect to watch TV and movies. It doesn't do that. You'll now have to add an app. Whether you add a free app, like something like Mobdro or Cinema HD, something like that, you're more than welcome to do that, but there are going to be issues with streams not working. And that's very common with those free apps. Then you got to think about, okay, should I add an IPTV? What is an IPTV? That's an Internet Protocol television. That means that you're going to be paying a subscription fee, which is what you're trying to eliminate when you get something like an Android box. And then you have to pay monthly or yearly, however you decide to do that. A box like this comes preloaded. That means it's completely fully loaded with a free TV and everything's included. Sports, full sports packages, all the premium channels, pay-per-view, everything is already on a box like this, as well as what's called on demand. So you can get all the movies, all the TV shows, everything on demand. So there are two different models of the SuperBox that you need to be aware of. There's the S1 Pro and then there's the S2 Pro. There's two completely different ones there, and I want to make sure you understand the difference. If you're looking for a S1 Pro, you're going to have everything that I share here except for the traditional guide, which is something that's a huge benefit on something like a SuperBox, because you know what's on and what's going to be on, and it's easier to maneuver. In addition to that, it has playback. The S1 Pro does not have playback. The S2 Pro does. Playback gives you the ability to watch those sporting events and news events that you might have missed. So it records 7 days worth of content on sports and news, and you can go back. Say I missed my Seahawks game. Well, guess what? I can watch it for 7 days after. Say I missed the college championship. Well, guess what? For the next 7 days, I can watch it. Let's say I missed the big Conor McGregor fight on UFC. Guess what? I can now watch that for up to 7 days later. It doesn't cost me anything. It's included with a box like this. There is no monthly fees. There's no yearly fees. Everything is included. Now let me go ahead and show you a little bit about the box. We'll go through some of the screens. I'll show you how to kind of set the box up. It's a real simple process, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the video. All right, so you just got the box in the mail. You have it in front of you. What do you do now? Well, you plug it into your TV. It comes with one power cord and one HDMI cord, and then of course the remote control. Put batteries in the remote control, plug the power cord into the wall, the HDMI directly to your TV, and this is the screen you're going to get. The first thing you need to do, obviously, with any Android box, and certainly with the SuperBox, is connect it to your Wi-Fi. How do you do that? Simply go down to the settings at the very bottom of the screen. Hopefully I'm not in the way here. Right over here like this. And once you do that, you're going to come up with this screen right here. And all you need to do, guys, is just connect to your Wi-Fi. And there's mine right there. I've got the 5G connected to this. This is dual band, so you can't connect to the 2G or the 5G. 5G will work a lot better if you're close to the router, 2G if you're further from the router. So there you go. So that's how you connect it. Now once you've done that, all you need to do is just go back to your home screen now, and you're going to get this screen. Now where do you get all of the great apps that are included in this completely free? First step you always have to do is you have to go to your App Store right here. So let's go to the App Store and we'll take a look at what comes on this box. Alright, so you go to the App Store and of course you click the App Store again. And these are going to be all the apps that are already preloaded on your device when you get it. Now all you need to do, if you want this to be on, any of these to be on your home screen so you can access it, simply click on it. As you can see, I clicked on this one, the blue VOD, the blue TV, the playback, which this means that it needs to be refreshed, which I'll do here on the video. App Store, I don't have Cyberflix, I do have Pluto TV, and if you have Sling, you can add it to this box. Aptoid TV, File Linked, if you want to get some of those great apps on File Link, Netflix, Hulu, DAZN. And then of course, if you go down here a little further, you can get a speed tester, which is nice to have if you're not familiar, and then YouTube as well. All of these are already preloaded on your box. You just have to select the one that you want to add. So let me just do one really quick so you can kind of get an idea how it works. So I'm going to go down to Xumo, Xumo. Let's go ahead and click the button there, and you will notice it will start the download. And once this is all the way green, now when you go back, you can add it to your home screen. So there's a few places you can add that particular one. You can add it here to the live TV section, the video on demand, the playback, or down here in the hot button. So we're going to go ahead and add it to a hot button. So just click on that, and there is the Xumo right there. So let's go ahead and click on it and hit back, and it will be right there. Now whenever you want to access it from the home screen, all you have to do is just go right to it, just like this, click on it, and you've got Xumo now, where you can watch what you want, when you want, how you want. It's a pretty cool little free app. And there you go. You've got all kinds of movies on here. And this is just one of those free ones. If you really want to see the true benefit of this box, this is where you're going to find it. And it's going to be in the Blue TV and the Blue VOD. Because you can get Xumo on any Android box. You can get Cyberflix, Cinema HD. You can get Pluto. You can get any of those apps on any Android box completely free with some of the videos that I've shared in the past. But what you really want is you're going to want 3 things on your box 100% right off the bat before you even try to do anything, and that's Blue VOD, Blue TV, and your playback. So I went ahead and clicked all those. As you can see, they're check marks, and I'll go ahead and update this one really fast here just so I have the latest playback to show you. There you go, 100%. So that should be on there now. So let's go back. Now you're going to go to the live TV section right here. And as you can see, I've added it. Now, how do you add it? Again, you just go right here, click the add, and then you're going to go to Blue TV, and you're going to check that, and then it will appear right here. You click on live TV, you're going to see everything that the live TV has to offer here, which is pretty darn amazing. So let's go ahead and look at the guide here just by hitting the OK button, and you can see all that it has to offer. I'm in the sports section right here, but you can go to the top, and then you can go to the 24/7. Here's the pay-per-view events coming up. Here's the NBA. These are all the games coming up here. Of course, the NBA package is included. Major League Baseball, you've got NFL. No games are scheduled, obviously. And then you've got the college football, if there were any. It looks like there is one game today. It's the national championship. You'll be able to watch that right here. College basketball. Looks like there's a few games going there. NHL, it's got the center ice package, so you'll be able to watch that once the season gets started. Now you've got the Canadian channels. You've got all kinds of Canadian channels on here. And as you can see, it's a full guide. Isn't that nice? It's fantastic. And then you got the Latino channels, and then you have Filipino channels, which is something that they just recently added to this box too. So that's very nice as well. So that's kind of how the guide works. It's very simple to use. I don't really need to get too much into it, but I will show you the on-demand as well really quick, because the on-demand is really cool also, and that is right here. If you click on the on-demand and you click add, then of course you're going to add the Blue VOD to your on-demand section, which will be right here. So now it'll always be on there. So if you click on it, and this is where you're going to get all the on-demand content. You don't need a DVR anymore, guys, because everything is on here. All the movies, all the TV shows, anything you could imagine. Let's just go to TV shows, for example, and then go to TV series down here. You can see all the TV shows, and there's categories down here, new releases. You've got your action, your adventure, your animation. You've got your biographies. Like this is just a recent one right here that came out on Netflix. Well, of course, it's on here completely free, included in the box. And they've got all kinds of stuff here. And then if you go to movies, go to all movies, and you can see there's over 11,500 movies on this thing built in. Some of the latest and greatest movies here. You can go by Christmas movies if you're into that. New releases, of course. All the newest stuff is on here. These are brand new movies that just came out. Of course, they're holding a lot of movies right now in the theaters, but you can see some of the newer ones are on here. But that's how the on-demand works. So now you've got the on-demand, you've got the live TV with a full guide. Well, guess what? There's playback. Now, let's say I missed sadly, the Seahawks game yesterday. Congratulations to the Rams. I hope you go far in it. But if you go to playback, this is where you're going to add the playback to it. So I just updated it, so I'll go ahead and add it there. Let's take a look at playback and let's see what's in there. So the choices in playback, you're going to have all your news channels, of course, your main ones, CNN, CNBC, Fox News, Newsmax, Newsmax 3. But if you go down here, these are the other sports. You've got NFL, pay-per-view, NBA. So let's say I missed the NFL game. So you click on the NFL and then you're going to go over here and pick the day that you missed it. So I missed it yesterday. So there you go. You're going to pick that day. And these are all the games that are on demand. It records them for 7 days for you so you don't miss those games. You can go to the 9th and see what there was. Looks like there's the Seahawks game right there, sadly. And then every other day as well, if there were games. There's no NFL games on those days. But again, if you go to pay-per-view, which is included in this box. A lot of people don't realize that. You've got some pay-per-view events, and that doesn't mean just UFC, because there's a lot of pay-per-view beyond UFC, a lot of WWE events. As you can see here, there's some state wrestling. There's some, I don't even know what sport that is, but you got other ones. So Saturday, you've got whatever these things are, Winter Nationals, short track, Wild West shootouts. You've got the Ice Bowl at Talladega short track. So you've got a lot of events that you just can't get anywhere else, specifically sports, because that's pretty much what pay-per-view really is. And then, of course, down here you've got your NBA on demand, NHL, Major League Baseball, and college football. All are going to be on demand for you in the playback section. So if we go back home here, as you can see, it's a very simple setup. Can you add other apps to this beyond what's already in the App Store? Absolutely, and it's easy to do. It can all be done through the browser section or the app installer if you know the installer code. It can be done very easily. There's lots of support videos out there on YouTube that can help you install on Android boxes, but once you learn it, it's really easy to do. But to be honest with you, with a box like this, you don't need to do much more than what it already offers, because it's a solution box, not a gaming box. It's a solution box for your TV. It really is a cable cutter. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something today. If this is something you're interested in, there'll be a link down in the description where you can purchase a box like this. It's a fantastic box. Hope you enjoy it. I certainly do. Thanks for watching.